What's going on, guys? I'm Jada Black. It seems to me that Chrissy has really stepped in it because apparently she trolled a female who at the time was a teenager. I believe 16. She had married an older man, and for some reason old tweets resurfaced of Chrissy bullying this girl, and it's all over social media, and she is trending right now as we speak on social media for people's equal disdain of her. You know, I've always been right about Chrissy. I believe she is a loony. I believe she is delusional. I believe she is a clown. And any opportunity I get to point that out, I will. She is a Trump derangement syndrome having, okay, loony, who's even disliked by the weirdo elites, as one of these videos highlighted that I had seen. I've always been right about Chrissy, and she's trending on Twitter. As much as she tries to be relatable, there's nothing relatable about Chrissy. Chrissy is one of those females that looked up and got with a John Legend years ago, right before social media took off. So she's been in a bubble for a long time, and she wants to be liked, but she says a lot of weird things. And what's funny is that these tweets resurface even though she went on a tweet delete spree. This alpha went on a tweet delete spree when they found those tweets of her saying some very suspect weirdo things, right? And she went and deleted a whole bunch of tweets, only for these to resurface. Well, she's basically telling a teenage girl to off herself, and the teenage girl was Courtney Stodden. I believe that's how you say her name. Now, according to this article from TMZ, I two different articles, but let me go to one from TMZ. It says Courtney Stodden says Chrissy did more than just publicly tweet mean things to them. Courtney claims that Chrissy told them to off themselves, and Courtney almost did. Courtney, who identifies as non-binary, claims Chrissy all but salivated at the thought of Courtney passing, and they claim to have private DMs saying as much. They told the Daily Beast, Chrissy would privately DM me and tell me to off myself. Courtney further claims Chrissy said things like, I can't wait for you to go. See, I told y'all this chick Chrissy was crazy. And she's a Trump derangement syndrome having, attention seeking, goofy looking female who's a millionaire wife of a famous singer who's bored and has nothing to do. That's why she ends up having child after child after child to give her something to do. And what she will do is get on Twitter and say crazy things. Now, these tweets go back to 2011 and 2012. But Chrissy has always been Chrissy. It's just that now people are starting to see the witch for who she really is. Anyway, back to the article. Courtney says the cruelty back then, roughly 10 years ago, didn't just come from Chrissy. For instance, they say Joy Behar had a field day with calling me a slur. Courtney Love told me I was a slur. People came out of the woodwork to beat up on a kid because she was in a situation that she shouldn't have been in. That was marrying a 50-year-old. She married a 50-year-old. Courtney, of course, referring to their marriage at 16. Yeah, her marriage at 16 to a 50-year-old actor, Doug Hutchinson, prompting mockery and ridicule. Courtney's mom signed off on the marriage. Well, anybody should be ridiculed. It's her mother. And what's funny is that you have these people get on social media and they want to talk about how they are against slur shaming. They are against slur shaming. You should not be shaming women for their choices in life, right? But you got to understand, this is 2011, 2012. See, they showed you who they were, but now because it's 2021 and everything is under a microscope, they want to change their tune. They want to change their tune because they all thought that was wrong. Listen, I don't think no 50-year-old man should be marrying a 16-year-old. I don't care if the mother signs off on it or not. You know, that's just weird to me. Why do you need a 16-year-old if you're 50? You know, how mature is that woman's gonna be? That woman's gonna be in a marriage. But it was signed off on. Again, the only person that should be getting ridiculed is her mother. Now, I'm trying to figure out why Chrissy was so upset. Did you want Doug? Did you want the 50-year-old? Because that's what it seems like, the way that you're tweeting at this girl at the time. You mad because you thought you should have been with Doug? I mean, did you think that he overlooked all of the Joy Behars and the Courtney Loves of the world to be with this 16-year-old? That it got you hot and heated? Now all of this stuff is bubbling to the surface once again? It's crazy. Courtney, of course, referring to their marriage at 16 to then 50-year-old actor who her mom has signed off on her dating, right? This appears to be the backdrop for Chrissy's former animosity towards Courtney, who called Chrissy a hypocrite back in March for ditching Twitter, citing the nonstop negativity as the reason for her departure. Courtney told us, considering they thought it was not long ago when Chrissy spearheaded her own negativity campaign and never apologized for it. As you can see the tweets there, Chrissy just is a walking L's. Chrissy Teigen is walking L's. She is walking L's. Nobody takes as many L's as Chrissy. And Chrissy thinks that she's on the popular side. And what's fun is that with all that disdain for conservatives or Trump, people still don't like you, Chrissy, because you're not relatable. You're a weirdo. You deleted thousands of tweets because you said some suspect things. We know what type of person she is. We know what type of person she is. It would not surprise me if she was jealous because she couldn't be the 16-year-old marrying the 50-year-old. I'm just saying. Because, see, I'm telling y'all, back then, Twitter was the wild, wild west. You could say a lot of things on Twitter and get away with it. I mean, I've seen people say a lot of crazy things through the early couple of years of Twitter. They wouldn't dare say it now. One, because they don't want to get canceled. They don't want to get trolled. And, you know, they don't want to be perceived as maybe being a self-hater, you know? Courtney said the bullying got so bad, there have probably been 5 times that I felt like I wanted to end it and made the decision to go ahead and do it. They added that seemed that the sense of loneliness is always lingering, and as that if their father had been around, maybe they wouldn't feel so helpless in these circumstances with so many of these Hollywood predators. You know, I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. I think that fathers definitely need to be in the home, because fathers in the home will prevent stuff like this. Because when you have strong male leaders, he would never sign off on his 16-year-old daughter marrying a 50-year-old. Her mother did that. Probably for monetary reasons. And I do think that if you don't have strong male leadership in the household, it's going to ruin your children. It's going to ruin your sons, and it's going to ruin your daughters. But Hollywood preaches against that with their programming. The fact that they want boys to act like girls. They want girls to be more masculine like boys. That's the messaging they're putting out there. They are against strong fathers, because strong fathers will prevent that from happening. And they don't want that. They want easy access to the young girls. And I think she understands that now. She won't even call herself a female. She's saying that she's non-binary. I'm talking about Courtney now. Courtney Stodden, because she didn't have that father figure there, and she married this 50-year-old when she was 16, she's talking about she's non-binary. Even though if you look at her, she looks like a feminine woman, right? But that's what happens when you grow up in a household with a mother who doesn't care about you and a father, an absentee father, and you get mixed up in the Hollywood crowds. And that's what happened in the situation. But with Chrissy, I think Chrissy's getting all the smoke on social media. They done went and dug up those tweets that she thought she deleted. See, that tells you how terrible of a person Chrissy Teigen was. Chrissy Teigen deleted thousands of tweets only for these to resurface to make her look even worse. Even worse. I'm telling you, man, if you want to look at what a garbage human being is, I will tell you right now that it is definitely Chrissy Teigen. Definitely a garbage person.